You know, I've been feeling a little lazy lately. Doing all of these challenges, putting my mental state into anarchy, and praying to the Lord every night that I make it through yet another grueling challenge with my sanity. But today I said no, enough is enough. No more praying, no more mental torment. This time, I'm not doing the heavy lifting. I grabbed my boy, gave him a good ol' slap, and sent him on his way. Today, I will depend and heavily rely on my boy. Of course, I can't completely beat the game with only my boy because there are certain parts where he's not available, but how far can the little lad go? Can he defeat ogres, trolls, and skinny white boys all by himself? Are boys' Nikes faster than mine? Can I beat God of War with only my boy? Come with me on this journey, and you'll see how I went from absolutely despising my boy to finally loving and respecting him. So of course, I started out my journey by cutting down a tree. And oh my god, I had actually cut it down in just 5 swings. That was a new record! In my little Kratos imagination, I had been pretending that the tree was my boy. Did I hate him? No, but he pissed me off on the daily. You know how people are sometimes full of surprises? Well, boy was like that, except he was full of disappointments. We made our way to the river and I ship-shopped some logs while my boy lit some candles. I quickly found out that you actually can't use photo mode during your wife's funeral. Trust me, I tried. It was time to hunt for some deer in the direction of deer and holy Kratulas. 17 seconds later, the mighty beast stood before us. I told boy to hold his fire, but he completely ignored me and shot anyways. In my testosterone-fueled rage, I reminded him of how much of a disappointment he was, and I think I might have hurt his feelings. Right when I thought life was good, a spooky creature leapt out of the woods and it was up to me to give him a knuckle sandwich. Before I get too much farther into the adventure, let me explain the rules. So initially I played on the easiest difficulty. Am I a puss? No. I've beaten this game fist only on the hardest difficulty, so one could say I know my way around Midgard. The reason I picked the easiest difficulty is because boys' arrows are weak as hell and enemies have more health the higher the difficulty goes. If one enemy takes 5 minutes to kill on the hardest difficulty, that same enemy only takes 1 minute to kill on the easiest difficulty. So it's not a question of skill, it's a question of patience. The rules are pretty straightforward. As long as I'm doing nothing and boy's doing everything, we're good. Obviously, I still have to use my weapons for certain areas, and boy isn't always available, like for example when he gets sick and I have to go to Alfheim, but you understand what I'm trying to do here. Boy can use his arrows, his melee attacks, and his runic summons to get us through this journey, while I just sit on the sidelines with my sunglasses on, enjoying the view. I proceeded to tell my son that he wasn't ready for literally the easiest enemy in the game, and this made me immediately fail the challenge. I had enough of him being completely useless, and decided he was ready to shoot his first arrow.
I got it!
What, you want a gold medal or something? Out of the blue, we were attacked by a troll. My boy was yeeted, and my deer was meated.
We're gonna fight that?
Don't be ridiculous, boy. You're gonna fight that thing. The boy might not have been ready to fight that Draugr 5 minutes ago, but something about a 20-foot killer troll who could yeet some deer meat 50 feet without breaking a sweat made me reconsider my life choices. I mean, look at how scary he is! I wasn't gonna risk my life fighting that thing. And so the battle began. At this point, I was playing on the second hardest difficulty, and that was clearly a mistake. Was the troll difficult? Absolutely not. In fact, during the entire battle, he didn't even hit me once. Funnily enough, halfway through the fight, the troll completely forgot about me and put all of his effort into squishing my son since he was clearly the problem. There was something really satisfying about seeing my son finally get the beating he deserved. I was at peace. I didn't do nothing though. I gave him emotional support through the whole thing. Half an hour later, the troll was finally defeated. Boy had actually taken out the troll all by himself. But there was a problem. Boy couldn't completely defeat this muscular hunk without my help. While he was down, I commanded my little lad to shoot the troll in the back. I whispered sweet nothings into his ear. Heck, I even offered him a position as a slave for the house. But this didn't seem to help and he just continued to sit there crying.
You eat babies. You have to survive. Everyone knows that.
We eat berries and mushrooms, you fool!
You eat babies.
Oh my god, man, he just kept crying and crying and crying and I was getting sick of it! Unfortunately, I was forced to slap some sense into him and I finally got him to stop crying. Jesus. You may have taken down the troll single-handedly, but I'm taking credit for the kill.
Boy, look at me! Look at me, boy! You are not ready.
What? Are you serious?
And so we continued our perilous journey. I set the difficulty back down to easy because frig that, half an hour for a single troll fight was way too long, and my boy was starting to really impress me. He defeated an entire horde of Draugr all by himself. Imagine my surprise when I heard a knock on the door. Oh boy! We hadn't had a guest in a hot minute.
What the blood of the Lamb did in the Old Testament for Israel, the blood of Jesus does for us today.
Oh god, it was another one of them Jehovah Witnesses. I immediately told my boy to hide in the floorboards and pretended I wasn't home, but like usual, it didn't work. These people have some kind of superpower or something. There's no hiding from them. So I manned up, counted to 5, and opened the door. I instantly regretted my decision.
Try again. Again. Again.
Prepared to die.
So of course, boy isn't available during this fight. Big oof. I started using the man's body to mow my lawn, and for such a skinny boy, he was surprisingly efficient. He helped me cut down a tree, we finally fixed that hole in my roof together, and he ended up using me as a football. It was pretty degrading.
Struck a nerve, did I?
No, you fool. Don't you see? You just activated my trap card. This man was easy peasy. Just like the troll, all I did was give him a good old chiropractic adjustment and the fight was over. I was a changed man after that. We were blood brothers. I went home, got Harry Potter out of his bedroom, and this is where the journey truly started. A group of Draugr was ahead of us, and it was up to my boy to get us out of that situation.
Should I fire?
Wait for my mark.
What the fuck did I just say to you? Atreus was really starting to piss me off, but I gave him the benefit of the doubt since his mother had just died. The boy got through yet another horde of demons, and we arrived to a bridge. I didn't see any PewDiePies around, so I assumed it was safe to cross. Still, I knew it was smarter to send my son across first, just in case the bridge wasn't safe. I made sure to tell him to jump really hard in the center of the bridge to test its strength, and darn tootin' was I ever right. This bridge was incredibly unsafe.
I can't hold on!
Was it really worth it? I sat there for a good long while and ran every scenario through my thick, bald head. You know, as much as I was disappointed in the boy, I had to admit he had lots of potential. So, I decided to save my boy. The next fight was brutal. The big boys kept bullying my small lad, and there was nothing I could do but watch as he cried out for my help. Luckily, they couldn't kill him, so I didn't really have anything to worry about other than completely destroying my relationship with my son. Revenants were easy, big leveled jumbos were easy, and I had a barrel hat.
You eat babies.
That was harder than usual, right?
I don't know. You tell me. The boy and I came across some cannibals, and this marked the 4th fight I had to do all by myself. Unfortunately, my son had defended himself, which meant he was now a killer like me. He was really upset, and I didn't blame him. Taking a life can destroy a man. Except me, I enjoy it. Shh. Don't cry, son. You know what happened to the last guy I caught crying.
You eat babies.
Father, throw your axe at those trees on the other side of the bridge. Trust me just this once. Please.
Why isn't he throwing the axe? You broken or something?
We do not fully understand what causes Alzheimer's disease.
We finally made it to Brock's upgrade table, and I looked forward to upgrading my son. I'd be able to upgrade his arrow damage and firing speed throughout the journey, which would really come in handy later. But the boy left me alone. He was right there beside Brock, yet he completely refused to help me no matter how many times I pressed square. Are you kidding me? You may have killed countless dozens of enemies, but that's no excuse.
You left me to fight alone.
I did.
Pull your weight or we go home.
Are you serious?
Shortly after that, we came across a fire troll, and even though on the outside I seemed to be handling it well, on the inside I was terrified. This time the fight only took 10 minutes, and Atreus was actually able to defeat the troll all by himself. My boy was getting stronger, more powerful. He didn't completely have my respect, but he was getting there. Oh my friggin' god, it was a boar.
Remember, draw to your chest.
What the hell?
But I hit it, didn't I? I did what you said and it looked like it bounced off.
Maybe try using an arrow next time, dumb shit. Yeah, apparently my son was practicing for mime school because he refused to shoot an actual arrow. You know, I humored the boy, and instead of giving him the backhand like he deserved, I gave him a second chance to prove to me that he knew what he was doing.
Elbow up, steady hand. Accuracy over speed. Yes!
And of course, here's where I met my video game crush. I hadn't seen her in years, and damn was she ever fine!
Damn, girl. You grew up.
Little Atreus felt pretty bad about the whole situation, but I assured him everything was okay. I'd still be giving him a good beating later for almost destroying my chances with Freya, but he didn't need to know that right now. We saved Freya's large piece of bacon, and off we went to the spooky basement of doom. We were ambushed by a platoon of flying eyeballs, and as if our day hadn't been horrible enough already, Boy started to get choked out by one of the eyeballs and he cried out to me for help. I put my hands up in the air and said, sorry man, not my problem. That creature violently choked my son out, and you probably think he died, right? Wrong! My son was used to being choked out. How else do you think I woke him up every morning? Enemy alert! Enemy alert! These gentlemen were the main concern for me for this challenge because they regenerate health like madmen. Luckily though, Atreus' arrows stun enemies that they hit, so these losers never even had a chance to refill their health. You're a good boy. But my celebration was instantly taken away from me. I'd like to introduce you to... I don't know this creature's name, so I'll just call them Jeremys. Jeremys are pretty difficult to fight. Why, Dante? Because they go underground? No. Because they're hard to aim at? No. These creatures are hard because for some damn reason, Boy does almost no damage to them. I swear, if Atreus does 100 damage to a regular enemy with his arrows, he does 1 damage to any Jeremy. Heck, I almost caved and punched the thing with my meat hooks, but no, I said. If I'm gonna be a masculine man like Kratos, I can tough this out. So I sat there for 17 minutes while Atreus very slowly whittled down Jeremy's health. On the next battle, I found out that my boy could actually smack enemies across the head, which was a much faster way to kill the Jeremys, and I was very happy about that. Looks like the gods were on my side. So I mean, we came across more Hellwalkers, Boy defeated Shrek very easily, and off to Alfheim we went. Again, I thought these winged demons would be harder than an old man who takes a blue pill, but they were surprisingly easy. There's really not much to say about Alfheim. Every single enemy was usually huddled around Atreus since he was the real threat, and there was a moment where I had to save my son from a gang of winged demons, but other than that, I didn't have to use any muscle definition in this realm. Heck, my son could even kill the Ancient all by himself. This really surprised me because I was sure I'd have to defeat him. All I did was get my boy to shoot arrows at the Ancient anytime his chest opened up, and slowly but surely he was vanquished. The horde part wasn't too difficult. I'm not sure if these enemies infinitely spawn or if there's a set number of them, but my young lad was able to carve a path for us eventually. And here, we finally arrived to the light of Alfheim. Kratos decided he was going to step in, and I think he enjoyed the light a little too much. My son was starting to be a little because he thought I enjoyed the light more than I enjoyed him. Was he right or wrong? I don't know. But what I do know is the light of Alfheim doesn't fall through goddamn bridges or shoot fake arrows and then blame me for it. The boy and I had spent enough time in this place. It was time to leave, but oh my god, the thickest angel in the west plopped out of nowhere and tried to make me his queen. I didn't want any part of it. I tried reasoning with the lad, but nothing worked.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground right now!
It was time for me to pull out my trap card, my last Uno reverse. I sicked my boy on him and watched the madness unfold. It was an epic battle. Arrows were shot, grown men were screaming, and my boy was finally turning into a man. It was a glorious day indeed. And look at all that damage! Phil Swift would be so proud. Eventually the mad lad was defeated, and just like the troll situation, I had to do the killing blow. But I couldn't do it.
He's beaten, Father, not a threat.
Yes, indeed. He was defeated, so I took the law into my own hands and offered him a position as our new slave. I made sure to read him his Miranda rights and offered him a nice cozy place to sleep in our cellar.
You're under arrest, Nimrod.
You know, he wasn't budging and he really didn't seem enthusiastic about being our slave. I thought, hey, maybe he could be our dog. But when I tried petting him, it wasn't right. If you're not with us, you're against us! At this point, I only had one thought in my head.
This is a damn ugly world we live in.
Oh no, wait, they caught it on the blanket. Shit.
Huh?
I don't want them to see that there's a blanket there.
Oh.
Wait, let's try that again. I want to do it like maybe 2 or 3 more times.
Okay.
Oh!
You almost made me drop the camera too.
Okay, one more.
Just
one more,
fell
that's
short.
it. Well, I'm calling it, boys. This is gonna be a 2-parter. Will Boy finally earn my respect? Will Freya become my sweet sugar mama? And will I finally get to whisper sweet nothings into Baldur's ear? Find out next time on the Dante Ravioli channel. Based on my upload schedule, part 2 should be up in approximately 7 years. So make sure to subscribe to me to make sure you don't miss it, and click the bell. If you don't click the bell, you pretty well aren't subscribed to me, so make sure you click the bell. As is Dante Ravioli tradition, how many times did I say the word boy in this video? Only the truest mad lads will comment that down below. Thanks for watching, watch my other God of War video here, and I'll see you... thick boys! in my next video.